All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody. We already streaming to our YouTube channel. Because of the time and the information to be shared, our guest speaker today, I don't want to take any of the minutes, but to welcome everybody to feel at home. Make sure you have your notebook and a pen, all right? Make sure you have your notebook and a pen. And with pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, and without delay, allow me welcome our guest speaker for today, ladies and gentlemen, a champion, one of the best leaders that I know in the crypto market space. He's a mentor, he's a coach to the many, and this is none other than Coach Manish. Coach Manish, all the way from India. Welcome, sir, and please take over.
Okay, so thank you so much, all of you who are attending and who have joined in time. And special thanks to our great leader Julius, who always provide this opportunity to learn more and more about cryptocurrency and about Royalq and how we can create a very good future for ourselves, right? So my name is Manish and I belong to India. Maybe few of you know me from before. I belong to India and by profession, I'm a digital marketer. And since last 1 year, I've been working with this wonderful platform, Royalq, and I'm enjoying the journey. And currently, I'm V2, and very soon, I'm struggling to become V3. So today's topic is about BTC accumulation, as you all know. So let us start. And if you have invited anyone to today's meeting, just remind them. Just remind them that we are about to start, right? So give me a few seconds. I will share my screen. Give me a few seconds. Okay, we are just about to start. Just send all your team members, all your prospects a reminder whom invite to the meeting, and let us start. Let me share my screen. Leader Julius, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, sure, it is.
Okay, so welcome all of you. Today we are about to discuss about a wonderful opportunity that is just in front of us in the coming 1 year, and why it is so important and what we need to do to take the maximum benefit from this opportunity. Let me share with you a few things before I go to the main topic. We all are here because we want to become rich. Do you agree with me? We all are here because we all want to become rich. We all want to become wealthy. Who wants to become wealthy? Can I answers in the chat option? Who wants to become super wealthy in just a coming year? Who wants to become a super wealthy person in the do you want to become super wealthy in the very near future? Can I see some answers in the chat? Can I see some answers in the chat? Who wants to become super wealthy? We have this opportunity that allows us to all that allows us all to become wealthy, but only those will take benefit who understand this opportunity, who understands the power and potential of this opportunity. Right. So lovely. I can see many answers. So let us start. Let us start. What is this big opportunity and how we can become super wealthy, super wealthy? If we start right now, we can see a clear future, right? But to become super wealthy or to become a wealthy and a rich person, what is required? what is required to become super rich and super wealthy, and what what is that common thing that most wealthiest person in the world that they do. What is the common thing? If you ask all the richest persons in the world how they become wealthy, what did they do to become wealthy, I believe you will get some common answers. So let us take an example. Let us take a reference from a famous world famous book that is a all time best selling book on financial theory, on education, that is called Rich Dad Poor Dad. I suppose all of you have heard about that book, or maybe a few of you have read that book. That is by world famous author Robert Kiyosaki, who is a strong believer in this theory, which he explained in his first book, that was Rich Dad Poor Dad, and second book, that was Cash Flow Quadrant. And he emphasized on this fact that to become wealthy, there are two things that you must focus on. Two main major things that you must focus on. One, number one, what do you do to become wealthy? What do you do to earn income? How do you earn your income? What do you do, and what how do you earn your income? And second important thing is, how do you grow your wealth? How do you grow your wealth? So first thing, let us start with the first. How do you earn an income? How do you earn an income? We all belong to different sectors of the world, of the different industries, and most of us are working to earn an income, right? There may be there may be most of us who are doing a job. There may be most of us who are doing a job, and some of us are employed or self-employed. So about according to Robert Kiyosaki, these cash flow quadrant that was explained first in his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and he told about this cash flow quadrant, that of all the people in the world, all the people who work for earning an income in the world, they all work differently. They all work different jobs, different things, and different ways they earn income. But if we divide all of them, all the world's population that is working for money, into these four categories, then you can see you all will fall down into one or other of of these cash flow. So either a person is a employee, that means he's doing a job, or he's self-employed. Third thing he can do is business of his own, a big business of his own. And fourth category is investors, right? So I will not go deep into this theory, but what is the message that Mr. Robert Kiyosaki gave in this cash flow quadrant? That if you want to become very rich, if you want to become very rich, you need to follow what all the rich people are doing. If you see around you, wherever you are from, wherever you live, street, whichever city you are from, maybe some of you are from village, some of you are big towns, in whichever city do you live, who is the richest person in your city? Who is the richest person in your city? Is he doing a job? Is he self employed? Is he a business owner, or is he an investor? So I can guarantee you that the richest person who the richest person from your city where you live must not be a job, or a job person, or a employed person. He must be a big business owner, investor, right? That is true. That is true. You can check in reality. And if I ask you, who's the richest person in your country, which country do you belong, and who's the richest person in your country, is he a businessman, or is he a employed job person? Is he doing a job, or is he doing a business? We all will agree that the richest person in our country, including mine, is a businessman, and he invests in many businesses. He in investor and is also a businessman. Now let me go further. Who is the richest person in the all the world? All the world. Who is the richest of people in the world? He is Mr. Elon Musk right now. Elon Musk, right? And who is he? Is he doing a job? Is he self-employed? Or is he a businessman? Or is he an investor? We all know the richest person in the world, who is Mr. Elon Musk, is doing his own business, is a big business owner, and also an investor. So, what is the conclusion of all these examples? That in order to become super rich, super wealthy, you have to do what all the wealthiest, all the richest persons are doing. You have to do the same. You have to follow them. If you if you want to become rich and wealthy like them, right? So no richest person in any country, in any town, in any village is doing a job, or is he a professional self-employed person. He must be a businessman or both. So we all know now that in order to create a good wealth for us, for our future, for our children, we have to move from left to right, the left quadrant to the right quadrant, that belongs to all the businessmen and all the investors. So this is the first lesson that we learned from this book, that if you want to become very rich, you must either start your own business, or you can become an investor. You have to invest in many assets, or you can be both as a businessman and an investor. And we are so lucky, we are so blessed that Royalq, the wonderful platform Royalq, provides us an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity to earn in both ways, also as an investor and also as an business owner. It provides us two big kinds of income. You can open your own business, your own team. You can make a big team of many cryptocurrency traders and investors can join your team, and you can be a you can also earn as a business owner, and also you can multiply your wealth, can grow your wealth as an investor, and you can make your money work for you. You can make your money work for you as an investor, right? So we are so lucky that we have Royalq with us. Now the second part, how do you grow your wealth? Mr. He also mentioned in this book that one thing is common in between all the richest persons in the world, all the billionaires that you see right now, that are leading, leading crypto, that are leading big businessmen, leading big investors. There is one thing that is required to become wealthy. They all say that they accumulate more and more of assets. That is one common thing that all the big persons in the world do. They focus on accumulating more and more of assets. Mr. Kiyosaki also said, what is the difference between an asset and a liability? Or we can also say, what is the difference, what a rich person do and what a poor person do? What is the difference between the two kinds of mindset, a rich mindset and a poor mindset? The poor people, the poor mindset says to they try to accumulate liabilities. They always accumulate more and more of liabilities. What are liabilities and what is an asset? In simple, I can explain you. An asset is everything that puts money inside your pocket. An asset is everything that puts money inside your pocket, and a liability is everything that takes money from outside from your pocket. And liability is everything that takes money outside your pocket. Everything that adds up to your wealth, puts money inside your pocket, and grows in value in the coming future, that is an asset. And what do all the rich people do? They acquire and accumulate more and more of assets. And what do the poor people do? they acquire and they build lots of liability. That is the main difference. If you build a big house, if you have a lot of money, and you build a big house, you purchase a big house for your family, that is not an asset, because that requires monthly expenses. This is not my theory, this is Robert Kiyosaki's theory. He says that an a big house building a big house is not building an asset, because it is a liability. It is actually a liability, because it requires monthly and daily expenses that you have to spend on maintaining the asset. But if you suppose you are a businessman or you are an investor, you can convert that asset sorry your that you can convert that liability into an asset. If you use it to rent out to people, if you use it to rent out to someone, that can become an asset, because every month it will give you income, a rental income, right? So a house that you build to live in with your family is not actually, is a liability, because it doesn't give you any income, but it is a liability because it needs you to pay some expenses every month. But if you use the same house, suppose you have a double story building, a big double story building in a very good location, what you can do, you can rent out the ground floor. You can rent out ground floor to some bank or some company or some other commercial people, and they can use it to for their office or their institution, and give you a monthly rent. Now you are earning a very good income from the same property, and you can live on the second floor. You can rent out the ground floors, and you can earn a rental income. That is a passive income. This way, we all should focus on accumulating more and more of assets, and that is the way to acquire and accumulate our assets to build our financial freedom, right? So the second point that Robert Kiyosaki said, it also depends on how you grow your wealth. It depends on the first topic, how you earn an income. And when you start to earn an income, it also is important that you must understand how are you growing your wealth. Because if you spend all the money that you earn, if you spend all the monthly income that you earn, you will not become a super wealthy person. You will not create a good future, because you need to save some part of your income and invest it in that manner that can give you the maximum returns, that can give you the maximum return. So what are the common ways that we all try to invest and save and invest our money to grow our wealth? The most common way that we all do, we deposit some of our savings into bank, right? We all have a bank account, and we deposit some part of our income every month in your account, and we hope that it will be safe there, and it will also grow, right? So if you go on internet and check what is the inflation rate in your country. In my country, India, it is almost 7 to 8% per annum. It is more than 7%. That is a So in our country, the saving bank account is giving just 3%, 3.5% return per annum. So that is just half of what the value of money is decreasing. So that is not a good option. Still, we can do what we can do. We can invest in fixed deposit. We can start a fixed deposit, and the bank will give you almost 5 to 7%, depending on which country and which bank do you come from, right? So in our country, the banks, if you go and invest your money for fixed deposit for a long term, maybe 5 years or 10 years, they offer a annual interest of 5 to 7%. That means your money is growing, and the banks are using your money to invest in the market. The banks are actually using your money to invest in the market. Maybe the banks are 20% or 25% return in many kinds of investment, that is using your money. They are not using money, they are using your money to invest in the market. And maybe they are earning 20%, and out of that 20% income they give you just 5 to 7%, right? And rest they keep for their own, right? So this is how the banking structure works, and this is uh, not a very smart way to grow your wealth, because it is not crossing the inflation rate, right? It is not above inflation rate. Second most common thing that people do is they invest in gold or silver, many precious metals, and they hope that if they hold an amount of gold or maybe jewelry for a few years, maybe 10 years or 5 years, maybe they earn a very good returns, right? But you must be surprised that in the last 10 years, the highest return that is giving is only 9%, only 9% per year, right? This is not also very good. Now some people, the educated people, the smart people, what they started to do, they started investing in mutual funds or SIP. Mutual funds are related to stock market, right? You invest a regular amount every mutual funds, and they promise to give you a better return than any bank, maybe 12 to 13 or 15% per annum. That is good, right? That is good because it is more than what the banks are offering to you, right? But in mutual funds also there is one difficulty. You will not earn anything for the first 3 years, and you have to lock your investment for at least 3 to 5 years. And after 3 years, maybe you start to earn 10%, 12%, or maybe 15%. That is the highest return that the mutual funds are offering to us people, right? The other thing, the last option or the best option that most people do, like I already gave an example before, they invest in real estate. So maybe most of you, they have very good income, and they have their good savings, and they can invest in many kinds of real estate like property. They can buy some house for them, they can purchase some land for them, they can buy a commercial property, a shop, and they can just hold it for the coming 5 to 10 years or maybe 20 years, and they expect that the value will increase much more than any other options, right? So that is true, that real estate, if you invest in real estate, you can earn up to average amount of 20%, up to 20% per annum, if you have a smart option, if you have invested in the right place at the right time. And but that requires a big investment, that is not available for, that is not easy for all of us, because investing in real estate is not a small investment. You cannot start with a few dollars like you can start in other options. You have to have some good amount of money for investment, because it requires investment, right? So this is also a good option. And up till now, if we compare to all other options that are available, this is the one option that is giving you the highest return, one option that is giving you the highest return, that is almost 15 to 20% per annum. But the difficulty is we cannot afford so much, everyone cannot afford. And the other difficult part, that is, if you want to if you want to take out your money, maybe you have some emergency, some requirement in the coming 1 year or few months. It is very difficult to sell out your property immediately. If you want, like tomorrow, if you have some emergency, you cannot sell it, and you cannot sell it on the on price, right? So that is one more challenge, that you cannot liquidate your asset immediately. You have to wait for some time, right? So if we compare all these, the the most common investment options that we have, we find that one person cannot earn more than 10 to 20% per annum. That is the average return that all the financial instruments are giving right now, right? That is the highest return you can get. Now, what what is the potential, what is the average income that if we invest in cryptocurrency, how much can we earn? So as we compared all the different kinds of investment options, now if we compare to what 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 is the return, average return that a cryptocurrency investor or a trader can have per annum, if we calculated and we search on internet, and we search on various resources including our platform, we we found that the average income that a person can earn is more than 100% per annum. That is the minimum average income that a person can have as a return on investment if we invest in cryptocurrency. But for that we need some knowledge, we need some skills, we need a good understanding, right? So if we invest in cryptocurrency, what an average investor is earning per annum is more than 100%. So you can see, we compared with all the other options, and you can see a big big difference between all other investment options and this cryptocurrency, right? So that is much higher than any other form of investment, right? So what is cryptocurrency? We all know what is cryptocurrency. It is a global digital currency. It is a digital currency that is globally transferred and used at the same value. It runs on blockchain technology, that is the most advanced and secure and safe technology to store any information, and to store your assets on that. That is hack proof. That is most secure technology that you can. And it is also decentralized, means that it doesn't has any centralized authority. It doesn't it is not controlled by any government or even a bank, right? So it is decentralized. So this is the what makes the cryptocurrency different from all other investment options. And we all must compare to how much is the growth, how much we can grow our investment or income if we invest in cryptocurrency. So we just compared all the top companies in the world. If you can see here, we are not comparing it with any small companies or small investment option. We are comparing it with all the top companies. If you see at the bottom, these are the top companies, top companies of the world, the biggest companies of the world. So first we compared with Amazon. How much is the how much is the growth of these companies in the last decade? It is not annual growth. It is actually a 10 years growth. It is actually how much they have performed in the last decade, right? So in the last decade, the Amazon has grown to more than 1000%. You can see here. That is the last 10 years growth of Amazon. We all know Amazon. It is the biggest e-commerce platform in the world. We maybe you have all once in a lifetime you have used this platform to buy something online. We all go for online shopping to Amazon. That is included, and that is the biggest platform. Biggest platform. It is much big than any other platform in the world. And they said that their last 10 years growth has only been 1000%. That is good growth, right? Now if we go to the biggest company, the most richest person in company in the world, we all know it is Tesla, whose owner is Mr. Elon Musk, right? So if we ask Mr. Elon Musk, how much has your company grown in the last 10 years? In the last 10 years, that we have had a growth of 12,000%. That is much higher than any other company in the world. 12,000% in the last decade, right? Now, if we compare it with some other major companies, the big companies, we all know Apple, right? We all know Apple, Mr. Steve Jobs, right? He's the owner of Apple. He was actually, he's no more. And this is the best-selling brand of all in all the countries, all the world. People love using iPhone and iPads and all the gadgets that Apple's provide, right? And we saw that the Apple has grown only 700%. We can see here 700% in the last 10 years. That is the last 10 years growth. S&P, we all know, if we are into a stock market or we purchase some shares, we all know S&P that has grown just 277%. 277%. We all use Google. We all use Google to search anything on internet, and that is one of the biggest companies in the world. And still, Google has grown only 700% in the last 10 years. 700%. We all use Microsoft. We all use Microsoft in our computers or laptops or our PCs. We all use Microsoft Windows, right? That is the biggest internet provider company. So that they told that our 10 years growth, last 10 years growth was more than 1,000%. 1,000%. Now, if we compared all these with a very traditional method of investment, that is gold. This is gold, right? And you will find that it is very little as compared to all the companies. If we invest in gold, from the last 10 years, we just have grown our wealth to a minimum 9%. 9% growth that we must have, Mr. R must have grown, right? And which is the largest growth which has any big company has given? If we invested in this company, that Tesla, right? We all see this is the highest growth among all the different top companies in the world. That is by Tesla, and that is just 12,000%. Big growth in last 10 years, right? But if we compare this to this long tower, what is this long tower? That is a growth of one cryptocurrency. Out of all the 22,000 cryptocurrencies, this is just one, and the first one, that was Bitcoin. Bitcoin. That we all know is the mother of all the cryptocurrencies. That was the first cryptocurrency. And it is been started from the last 14 years. So if we calculate what was the growth of Bitcoin in the last 10 years, we see a big tower, and a figure of more than 569,100,000%. 569,100,000%. Can you believe it? In the last 10 years, Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin or if you have invested in Bitcoin in the last 10 years, before 10 years, if you have invested before 10 years in Tesla, your investment could have grown by 12,000%. But if you had invested in Bitcoin at the same time before 10 years, your investment should have grown at least 500,000%. 500,000%. And that is a big difference. 500,000%. So that makes Bitcoin the best performing asset of the last decade. If we compare it with all the companies in the world, no other investment, no other company, no other project has given as much growth as Bitcoin has given. And it is much potential. No other company is just close to it. It is the biggest of all, right? So that makes Bitcoin the best performing asset in the last decade. That is why all the different companies owner, Even even the owners of all these companies, even the CEOs of all these companies, most of them are very keen, very interested to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. They are investing already, and we all know that the richest company, that is the Tesla, and the richest person, that is Elon Musk, he is also an owner of his own cryptocurrency. He's an owner of his own cryptocurrency, that is Dogecoin, right? So that is the power and potential of cryptocurrency, and that is the growth of crypto, that we must not take it lightly, right? We must not joke on this investment. That is a big opportunity. Now, how to earn from, first of all, how to earn and how to accumulate more and more cryptocurrency, or any cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. How do we accumulate? How do we accumulate? So for that, there are many methods, many ways. Either you can invest and hold, you can invest, and hold for a longer period of time. You can do mining also. If you know, you can do mining. That is a very technical process. And you can also grow your wealth through staking also, right? Through staking also. But the best of all these kinds of ways to make money from cryptocurrency is what we call trading. What we call trading. Trading is the one big opportunity that gives you the maximum returns, and you can accumulate more and more of this cryptocurrency inside your wallet, that you can use it to the best way, in the best way, right? And if we understand what is the power of accumulation and why we need to accumulate, I must take you to this chart. This is a wonderful chart. It is a beautiful chart. It is called Bitcoin stock to flow chart. It is actually called Bitcoin stock to flow chart. Some people call it logarithmic chart. Logarithmic chart also, right? So what it shows, what is it showing right now? What is it showing? Actually, it is showing the prices of Bitcoin from the last 14 years when it was started, from the beginning till today, right? From the beginning till today. So when was it started? When did the Bitcoin start? You can see here. It started on 3rd January 2009. 2009. So we just completed 14 years in this last January, and we celebrated a Bitcoin happy birthday, 14th happy birthday. So in the last January only, right? So it started from 2009, and we are here now. We are here now, right? We are here now. From here to here. So how is it going? How's the journey been going? We must study this. And if we know what has been happening every year and every decade, we can calculate and we can analyze this thing to predict the future, of the Bitcoin, right? So I'm just giving you what happened in the history. I'm not predicting the future, but you can use this data, you can use these data to predict the future, to analyze the market, like we always do. If we do technical analysis that we learn from our coaches, so we always consider and compare with the history, what happened in the past, right? So let me give you a few major facts that we must consider, that we must understand to to analyze this technical chart, right? To analyze the growth of Bitcoin. So as you see, Bitcoin started in 2009, and we are here now. We are here now, and it has been not a smooth journey. It was not a smooth journey. It has many ups and downs. As you see, it has many ups and downs, but we can see some trend in the market. We can see the trend in the market. If we draw a line, if we did draw a line connecting all the lowest points in the chart, if we connect all the points in the chart, we can still see there is an uptrend. You can see, everybody can see it is an uptrend, and it is going up, right? It is going up. Now what happened and how it all started, let me tell you a story. story, right? It started from 2009, right? And that in the first 3 years, you will be surprised to know, in the first 3 years, from year one to year two, the Bitcoin price was not even $1. It was below $1, almost $0.40 from the first 3 years, year one to year three, because that was a very pioneers era. That was a pioneers era, and nobody knew what is this new thing. Nobody believed in it. Nobody knows how to use it and what to do with it. So a few people who just taking interest, and they started to buy more and more of Bitcoin. That was just $0.54 per Bitcoin that time. But in a few years, after a few years, Bitcoin prices started to rise. Bitcoin prices started to rise, and we saw that it touched a new all-time high, an all-time high of how much? If you can see, these are the prices, and these are the years, right? So if you see here, this is $10 per Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin touched just above $10, right? Maybe 13 or $14. So when we saw in the first few years that Bitcoin was below $1, now the prices touched to a new all-time high that was almost $14 to $15 per Bitcoin. So people were very happy. And they started to take interest. But what happened after it touched the all-time high? This was the all-time high of the first era, that is called pioneers era. This is called a pioneers era. It started to drop down again. It started to go down, and it reached to this level, to the minimum level, right? Now, after this, a very big event happened. You can see here, a very big event happened that was called the first Bitcoin halving. Nobody knew what is it, and what could be the effect of this. We saw a first Bitcoin halving in the year 2012. Till that till that time, the Bitcoin prices were just below $10. $10, right? You can see here, was the halving. This was the halving, the first halving, and the prices were around here. That is between $5 to $10, below $10, right? So what happened after this halving? What is actually an halving? If you want to study, you can go to Google and just ask this question to the Google. What is actually Bitcoin halving? You will get all the information there, right? I'm not going much deep into it, but why this event is so important? This is the most important event in all the cryptocurrency industry. Even all other cryptocurrencies are looking up to this event. They are waiting for this event, and all the investors in the world, they just wait for the next halving. When is it going to happen next, right? Because they know what happened in the history. So I'm just telling you the story of Bitcoin from the year it started till now, and what were the most important events that happened. So we saw a Bitcoin halving, the first Bitcoin halving in the year 2012. And what was the effect? You can see, this was the point that the Bitcoin halving happened. Before the halving, the prices were going down, they were dropping, and then the halving happened, and then we saw that the prices were increasing, and they were increasing rapidly, and it touched a new all-time high. You can see, this was the previous high, and it created a new all-time high, and that was where? That was here, $1,000 mark. 1,000. It was above $1,000, right? The previous halving, it was just $10. So if you can imagine what a person could be, how much excitement could be in a person's mind when he invested when the price was just around $5 to $10 per Bitcoin, and now his Bitcoin has more value than $1,000. Is that more than $1,000 value? So he must be the happiest person in the world, right? He must be the happiest person. So this created lot of excitement in the market, lot of interest in the market. And this era is called speculators era, because a lot of people were excited and they started investing in Bitcoin. Now they know the Bitcoin which started from $1 is now $1,000. This is a good investment, even much higher return than any other gold or property or any other form of investment, right? So this started to increase more and more of buying, and the prices touched to around $1,000 mark, right? Then, as usual, after it touched a new high, the prices started to fall down. It started to fall down, and it reached where? It reached around here. This was the lowest point. Below, maybe 400 or 300 or 500 around per Bitcoin. But then the next halving happened. We see the second halving that happened in 2016, right? And the same thing happened again. Before the halving, the prices were falling, and then the prices started to rise, right? And how much they rise? They a new all-time high, And where was that? Where was that? You can see here, this is the $10,000 per Bitcoin mark, and it does just touch the $10,000 per Bitcoin. A new all-time high was created. This was the previous all-time high, and this was the first all-time high. So you can see a pattern here. Do you see a pattern here? If you are you have little knowledge about charts, how to read the charts, you can see a pattern here. What is the pattern? What is the pattern? I see, if you ask me, I see a few common things that this Bitcoin halving has been witnessing. What are the common things that happen around this halving? You see, the first thing you must consider, must note down. Before the halving, we see a new all-time high. You can see, before the halving, we see a new all-time high that is much higher than the previous all-time high. We see a new all-time high after the halving. We see a new all-time high after the halving that is higher than the previous all-time high. We see a new all-time high here, which is higher than the previous all-time high. And this was the third halving that just happened 3 years back. That was in 2020. What? 2020, right? So we saw a new all-time high, which was here. How much was that? We all know it was around 69,000 per Bitcoin. 69,000. Can you imagine how much the prices of Bitcoin has been increased? How much it has grown to 69,000. This was the previous all-time high. And you can see, if you compare all the all-time high, the next all-time high always higher than all the previous highs. It has to be higher than all the previous all-time high. It breaks the old records. It sets a new record, right? Second thing that we can study in this chart, we can look into it. Before the halving happens, the prices start to fall down, right? It is a bear market. We call it a bear market. Before the second halving, we saw a bear market. The prices were falling down. Before the third halving, we saw a bear market. The prices were falling down. And what are we seeing right now? We are into a bear market right now. From the last 1 year, the prices have been falling down. It touched 69,000. That was the all-time high. That was in 2011. Then the prices were, that was in 2021. Then the prices started to fall down, and we are into a bear market. But what is next? After this halving, the prices will always start to rise, will always go above and create a new all-time high. This happened in the first halving, this happened in the second halving, and this happened in the third halving. The prices always wait for the halving. and when the halving happen, the prices start to rise. Then we see a bull market. We always see a bull run, which we call it bull run. When the all the market is going green and above, we call it bull run. So after every halving, what we see that the bull run begins, and the all-time high, all the previous all-time high records are broken, and we see a new all-time high. So if we analyze all these facts, and this we can use all these facts to predict the future. You can see the future clearly. Now we can see the future clearly, very crystal clear, that after the next halving, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? If you can answer me, what is going to number one thing, before this halving, we should see a bear market. We should are we seeing right now? Yes, we saw a bear market in the last 1 year, right? And after the halving, what happens? The prices will go up. This happens after every halving. This will happen, right? And the next thing we can clearly see that the Bitcoin price will create a new all-time high in after the next halving, after every halving, and the new all-time high will be higher than all the previous all-time highs. It will be much higher than all the previous all-time high. You can see here the first all-time high was around $10 per Bitcoin. The second all-time high was around $1,000. The third all-time high was around $10,000. And the last all-time high, this was the last all-time high. It was near 10. It was near 100,000. It was much near to 100,000, but it missed it and just was around 69,000. It was just 69,000. 69,000. This was here. So what will be the new all-time high? Will it be below 69,000 or will it be above 69,000? What can you think of? What can you see? If we believe all the experts in the world that have much more knowledge than all of us, what they say, what the most big experts in the world are saying, that after this halving, that is when just 1 year after, that is going to happen in 2024, right? It is just 1 year after, right? 1 year from today. So what the most biggest and the most wisest experts in the world, what they say, that after this halving, Bitcoin will see a new all-time high, and it can be above $1 million per Bitcoin. $1 million per Bitcoin. It must be above. And even some of experts are so bullish that they say that Bitcoin can touch $2.5 million mark in the coming 2 or 3 years. But if we just believe this study that we just saw, we just analyze this chart, the next Bitcoin all-time high should be much above this previous all-time high. Maybe it can be here. What is here? 100,000 per Bitcoin. 100,000 per Bitcoin, and most experts are believing that it will touch here. When in the coming 1 or 2 years, just after the Bitcoin halving in 2024, we cannot say that it will happen immediately in the first month of the next halving, but the prices will touch a new all-time high in the next 1 or 2 years or maybe 3 years, but it can go above $100,000 per Bitcoin, right? So this is why we need to study this chart, and we need to understand what is going to happen and how much big is the opportunity in front of us. If you are here and you have just started your cryptocurrency journey and you see the Bitcoin price, how much is the Bitcoin right now? Maybe It is around 23,000 right now, and it 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 went below till 15,000 per Bitcoin. It was the lowest. This was the lowest price we saw a few months back after this bullish season started, right? So currently, what is the price of Bitcoin per Bitcoin? That is around 23,000, right? 23,000. Still, it is much below than the previous all-time high. That was 69,000. And it is much, much below the new all-time high that the most of us are expecting, that it can be around $1 million per Bitcoin. $1 million. So if you are given this option that you can invest in any of your asset of your choice, any asset in the world to grow your money, which asset will you choose? Which asset would you choose? Would you like to deposit your money inside your bank account? Can I see some answers? I'm giving you few choices now. Few choices. I'm giving you few choices. If you are given this choice, either you can invest your money for the next 2 or 3 years. You can invest in your bank account, or you can invest in gold, or you can invest in gold, or you can buy some shares or mutual funds from the market, or you can invest in some real estate, or you can invest in Bitcoin. So what would be your choice? What what should be a perfect choice for you? Which option would you choose? I want all the people should answer in the chat option. If I give you all these options, number 1, bank, number 2, gold, number 3, stock market, and number 4, real estate, and number 5 is Bitcoin. What is your choice? What is your choice? Where would you invest? You can see the future now. Can you see the future now? Right. All right. Lovely. Lovely. Each and every one is answering Bitcoin. Bitcoin. I will invest in Bitcoin. Invest in Bitcoin. Invest in Bitcoin. Why? Why? Why do you want to invest in Bitcoin? Why not some other places? Why not some other assets? Because we see now that Bitcoin is being the highest potential performing asset in the world. It has grown multi times, and it has the power to grow above $1 million mark. And no other asset, no other gold, no other real estate, no other any form of financial instrument can give us this much return in the just coming 2 or 3 years. Just coming 2 or 3 years, and we already started feeling the sparks of bull run. We already started since we started to enter this current year 2023, right? We all are feeling a little energy, little currents are coming from the what is coming in the next year, right? You can see the future now. Bitcoin, everybody's saying Bitcoin, right? So we all know that Bitcoin is now the biggest performing asset in the world, the best performing asset, and no other asset can give us so much return that we can have if we invest in Bitcoin right now. But now what are the few ways how we can grow our wealth? What are the different ways how we can grow our wealth and accumulate? Our focus should be to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin, right? We want to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin. That should be our purpose, right? That should be our main purpose. Not to buy and sell immediately. We should not sell all of the Bitcoin. If we see that today we purchased at the price of 23,000, and in the coming week maybe you see the Bitcoin has gone up to 25,000, from 23 to 25. You're not here to earn daily profit. We are not here to earn daily profit. We are not here to make an income to pay our rent, to our child's education or our electricity bill, to buy our groceries. We are not here to that we can do with other professions, other jobs and other things that you are doing. As an investor, our goal is to accumulate. Our goal is to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin till we see a new all-time high, and that can be around 1 million, right? Till we see a 1 million mark, we should not we should not sell our asset. We must hold it. So what are the various ways how you can accumulate? So I told you how you can accumulate. You can start investing. You can do little investment every month. When you get a salary, just go and buy some Bitcoin, some more of Bitcoin. 10% of your income you can save and invest in Bitcoin, or you can start your own mining. You will be rewarded with some amount of Bitcoin, right? But this requires a lot of investment. But mining is not easy. It is very technical process. Lot of knowledge is required, lot of time and energy, and money is also required. The third best thing that you can do is staking. You can put your Bitcoin on staking, your crypto on staking, and you will get paid a fixed return, fixed interest, just like you go and deposit your money in your bank and on a fixed deposit, and you get a yearly fixed return, right? These are the few little options, right? Little options. But what is the best option? I told you, that is trading. Why trading is the best? Because you can accumulate more and more of Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency through trading. And trading requires a lot of things. Trading requires knowledge. Trading requires a lot of knowledge, because without knowledge you cannot trade. Maybe you want to trade in Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, but without knowledge you will fail, right? You must learn all the different technical analysis, financial analysis, and how to trade, how to give the best strategy, and how to monitor the market. If you are a manual trader, you need to put a lot of time also, because you need to monitor the charts all the time, because this is a 24/7 market. It doesn't closes in the night, it doesn't sleeps in the night. It is ongoing, it is non-stop. So as a human, we cannot work 24/7. We cannot, and nobody can work 24 hours a day. Nobody. We need some sleep, we need some rest, we need some food, we need some to do some other works, we need to take care of our families. So nobody is so perfect that he can have all the time in the day and all the time in the night to just do trading. And nobody is so perfect to execute the trade in the best way. He has all the knowledge without losing his patience, without doing any mistake. So these are the three things that are required, that are most required. The first is the knowledge, second is the time, and third is the patience. But unfortunately, most of us, 99.9% of us, I am not saying 100%, but most of us don't have all these three. Either you can have knowledge, but you cannot have all the time. Either you can have time, but you cannot have all the patience. Either you have patience, but you don't have all the knowledge. So when we get, can we get the combination of all these three? Where can we get a combination of all these three? What is a perfect solution? What is a perfect solution for us? That can work with all the knowledge, which has the best knowledge in the world, all the knowledge in the world. And it can work 24/7, without taking a single minute of rest, 24/7. And it can trade for you without losing any patience, without doing any mistake. That is the option of robotic. That is the option. That is the option of robotic trading. That is what we are here doing. We are doing here, right? This is the Royalq. This is Royalq that gives us the ultimate solution of all the problems, all the requirements. It is a super intelligent automatic crypto trading bot that trades for you using artificial intelligence algorithms inside your cryptocurrency exchange and makes you profit every day and every night, all the time, all the time. It is the best of it, best. What is the best? What are the best features that we must know? The security. It is 100% secure. It is 100% secure. Sorry. It is 100% secure. It is 100% secure. Okay. It is 100% secure. It is super intelligent. It works 24/7. What others? It doesn't trades on loss. It only gives profit, no loss. If you want to work in cryptocurrency and don't want to bear any loss, you can use robotic trading, right? With Royalq. It gives maximum ROI, almost 100% to 500% per annum. And it also gives you an additional income, that is affiliate income, that we all will discuss in the compensation plan, right? So how we can use Royalq? Let's come to the second part of the trading. The second part, how we can use Royalq to give you the maximum returns, and how Royalq to how we can use this Royalq to accumulate more and more of crypto. That is a very wonderful strategies that Royalq gives us inbuilt in its application. Let's go into Royalq, right? Let's go into Royalq, and we can see now how Royalq helps us to accumulate more and more of crypto using these strategies, right? So you can see here, this is a Royalq. This is Royalq. We all have Royalq inside our smartphones. So what is the first thing we must know? What is our purpose? First thing we must know, what is our goal? What is your goal? Is your goal to earn a daily income, withdraw every day or every week, and pay for your groceries and vegetables and food? Is your goal to get a daily income, to pay for your child's education and to pay your daily expenses? But if you are an investor, that we already discussed before, what is the power of accumulation? What is the power accumulation, right? So if your goal is to accumulate, and if your goal is to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin, where you need to go? If your goal is to earn daily income, or is your goal to accumulate? What is your goal? So Royalq helps you in achieving both these goals. If your goal is to earn daily income, you can put your investment, your amount into USDT. Is my voice okay? Let me connect again. I think okay. Thank you. So let's go back. So we were discussing what is our goal. You can have two kinds of goals. First is your daily income goal, and one goal is to long-term accumulate, right? So in order to achieve both the goals, Royalq helps us in both ways. If your goal is for daily income, you can go for USDT market. That is here. You can see here, that is here. And if your goal is to accumulate crypto, accumulate Bitcoin, BTC, then you can go for BTC market. That is here. Let me clear the screen. So these are the two markets, USDT market and BTC market. And we have one more, Ethereum market. If you are an Ethereum lover, you can go to this market also, right? But what is the common goal of all these three? Whichever market that you go and trade, our goal is to accumulate that cryptocurrency. If you want to accumulate USDT, you can go here. If you want to accumulate BTC, you can go here. If you want to accumulate Ethereum, you can go here, right? This must be the first fact we must understand. Now, what is our goal? We just saw the power of Bitcoin accumulation and how much we want to accumulate Bitcoin and more of Bitcoin. So where should we go? Where should we go? We should go to the Bitcoin market, right? Where is it? It is here. So just go here, tap on it, and we see here what we see here. We have all these pairs that we can trade in Bitcoin market, right? So what is common in all these pairs? We can see what is common. We have the base currency. That is BTC, right? We can see here base currency is BTC in every pair. But we can trade in different coins, right? So what is importance to trade in Bitcoin? How Royalq can help us in accumulating more and more of Bitcoin? If we trade any of these pairs, we can trade any of them. There is no problem selecting which is the best one. Either you can tap here, you can tap on this change percentage, and you will see that all the coins are now arranged according to the performance, right? According to the performance. So either you can select the highest performing or the least performing also. It is up to you, because it is just 24 hours data, right? It will change in next 24 hours. So what is the technique that we use to accumulate Bitcoin in this BTC market? How is it going to accumulate more and more? Because suppose a person says that I don't have much capital, I can start with just a little of $1,000 or maybe 5,000 USDT. Now, how can I accumulate? The best way is to trade in any BTC coin, right? So suppose we say we take this coin as an example, the first one that is performing good right now. So we open a trade in link coin and we trade with BTC. So how will the trade be going? How will the trade go? Suppose I write here link and I trade with BTC, right? This is our pair, link BTC. So how will it work? How will the robot work for you? And how will it help you to accumulate more? We have some amount of, suppose we have $500 worth of BTC. Suppose we have $500 worth of BTC, or maybe we can start with, suppose $100, right? Now we have this option, right? And we start with $100, and what the robot does, he goes and buys some link for us. When will he buy? When will he buy? When the price of link is down. It start to fall down. It is low. He will go and buy some link, and what will be the effect? Our $100 will be reduced as per the margin call, right? So suppose it sells some Bitcoin and buys some link. The link quantity will be increasing. The Bitcoin quantity will be decreasing. Link quantity will be increasing. The more link falls down, the more it will go and buy. It will go and buy again and again, till when the link is falling down, right? So after it has fallen down to the lowest point, what will happen? We all know Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency market is going like this, up and down. So when we start here and the prices start to fall down, the Royalq will keep on buying and buying till it reaches to the bottom, right? Then what will happen next? The link price will start to go up, right? It will start to go up and give us profit, right? So what will robot do? It will sell the link and give us back our BTC. It will sell all the link that it has bought before and give us back our BTC. But the difference is it will not give us the same quantity of BTC. It will give the same quantity plus the profit. Plus it will add it add the profit also. Suppose we started with $100, maybe we earn 5% profit here in all these trades. So we will have now 105 BTC, $105 worth of BTC. So what are we doing right in this way? We are adding more and more of BTC. We are accumulating more and more of BTC, right? So I hope you understood this, why we are trading in BTC market, to accumulate and increase our quantity of BTC, right? And how do we do it? We go to any coin. Suppose I take another coin. Let us take LTC, right? LTC. So when we go here, how do we do? Just tap on the below create button, and select the martingale strategy bot and create, and next that you see in the bottom. So this is how the trading page is open. And what we are required to do now, we must go here and set up the trade settings, right? So we must tap in the trade settings. Now there are very many different kinds of strategies that we can use to accumulate, and the robot will trade for us as we set the trade settings, right? We can use different kinds of strategies. So if you are new and you don't know how to set the robot, you don't know how to set the parameters, and you don't know which is the best strategy, Royalq is so kind. That it provides you the best strategy in the world. Best strategy. That is best of the best strategy. That is a perfect strategy. And it is given as a default setting. So if you are new and you don't have any knowledge or experience, and you have no senior to support you even, so you just go here and select any coin, and Royalq has already set up all the parameters as a default setting. You don't need to change anything. Just calculate how much capital is required and just start the trade, right? So what you need to do, just come here, and you don't have to change anything. This is the default minimum first buy in amount. This is first buy in amount. That is minimum 0.0002, 0.0002. So first thing you need to remember, this is the first buy in amount, right? This is most important. Second thing, Royalq tells you that ideally you should open with 7 margin calls. This is the default. This is your hold position take profit ratio. This is your callback, and this is your buy in callback, and this is your sub position take profit. You don't need to change anything, or you can change if you want, right? The main thing, the most important thing is here, that is in margin configuration, right? How we can set it? We can go here and open this margin configuration, right? So this is how Royalq gives you a default setting, but you can see we have made some changes here, right? If you go and open it for the first time, you will see different figures in the left side. What are these figures? This is the margin call drop, and this is the multiple buy-in ratio, right? So what is it for? Because this is telling the robot that if the market falls down by suppose 1%, you should go and buy this much times of the coin for me, right? This much times. And what is actually the 2 times or 4 times telling? What is it? What is the time which we must multiply it? It multiplies with the first buy in amount. How much was that? I just told you before, right? How much is the first buy? It is 0.0002, right? Don't forget it. It is very important. So the first thing you need to set here, let me change it to edit, and 7 here, and save, confirm. Then we can go to trade setting again and go to edit and margin configuration, right? So this is how we see all the 7 calls, right? We see here, and we can change these figures according to our risk appetite. How much down market do we want to cover? Suppose you can add in this manner, or maybe you can change it according to you. Let me search for a default setting in some other coin. Maybe we can check some other coin. Okay, let me check link PTC. We see some default settings here. Right, this is the default setting we see here. Right, this is actually what you will see when you first open. This is the default setting. So in this way, Royalq helps us to cover the margin call drop by these percentages. So if you add all these percentages, you will get around 47% drop. 47%. So this is covering almost 47% drop in the market. And if you add up all these things, and what is required, how much capital is required, that is calculated from multiple buy-in ratio, right? So what actually it is doing, how it is working, we are instructing this robot that first buy is 0.0002. That is the first thing. That first thing, right? We set up here. Where? Here. You must set up 0002 here, right? And save it. So this is the default setting. Next thing you do, go to margin configuration, and you tell the robot that the first buy is 0.0002. If the market falls down 3.5%, go and buy 2 times of the first buy. 2 times of first buy, that is 0.002. Got it? So this is the amount it is actually buying for you every time the market drops by these percentages. It will go and buy 4 times, then 8 times, then 16 times. So why this strategy is called the best strategy? There are actually there can be many kinds of strategies, but this is called the best one. Why it is called the best one? Because this is called a double up method. We call it double up. Double up. What is double up? What is double up? Why we call it double up? Because every time we are buying, we are doubling up what we bought before. So if you see, first call we bought 2 times, right? And the second call we buy double of what we bought before in the previous call. So same way, double of 4 is 8, double of 8 is 16, and double of 16 is 32, right? This is how we design this double up strategies. So how much should be the capital if we want to buy in this way? How much can we calculate? What amount of capital do we need to use this default setting, the double up strategy? You just go and add up all these figures. Add up 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus the last one, 128. So if you add up all these figures, you will calculate how much capital is needed. So let us go to our calculator. And let us go to our calculator. Let me open and show you how much capital is required, right? How much capital? We have 7 margin calls, right? So we started from first margin call 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16. We are doubling up, plus 32 plus 64 plus the last one, 128, right? So these are the 7 margin calls. So how much is the total? 254. But don't forget to add one to it. Why? Because this was the first buy before the first margin call when the trade started. So actually we are buying 255 times. This is not our capital. This is the time it will buy. The time it will buy of our first buy amount. What is the first buy? What was the first buy? We must multiply it to the first buy. That was 0.0002. Always remember. So this is actually This is the actual BTC, quantity of BTC. This is not USDT. This is the quantity of BTC that you need if you want to set up the double up strategy and put your robot to trade on auto mode. And how much USDT do you require? How much capital is needed? How much capital is needed? If you want to calculate, just multiply it with the current price of BTC. Current price of BTC. What is the current price? Suppose it is 23,000. I will take the round figure. It may be more, it may be less. We are assuming it is 23,000. So this is the amount of USDT. This is the amount of USDT that you need if you want to set up this trade. Almost 1,173, right? So if you have 1,100 USDT in your wallet inside your exchange, you can go and start with this trade. First thing you need to do, what is the first thing you need to do? Just deposit 1,173 USDT inside your spot wallet. Second thing, go and convert this into BTC. Go and buy BTC, all of it with this amount of USDT. Now what you have, you divide it with the current price, you will have this amount of BTC, 0.051. You will get 0.051 BTC. Now go to the Royalq and start the trade. Go to Royalq and start the trade here. So what other change can you do? You can reduce these percentages. You can reduce these percentages because this was the default percentage. Maybe it was made last year when the price were not so low. So if we add up all these, it will give us almost 47% drop. Almost 47% drop. But we saw in the last year, the prices of Bitcoin has already fallen to around 50 to 60%. So we don't expect so much of drop. We don't expect right now, right? So what can we do? We can give it a total drop of around 30%. Around 30%. That will be enough. If you want to trade this, that will be enough. Maybe it can drop to 20% or 25%, but we can give it to 30%, right? So you can do what you can do. You can change all these figures and give it a total of 20 or maybe 30%, right? So you can go and change it to 1% for the first 3 or 4 margin calls. Then you can increase it 2, 3, 4, 5 as just like that, right? So you must calculate yourself. I'm not giving you all the calculation, but you can calculate and give it to around 30%. 30% of drop. 30% of drop. And this is the default setting you can use. If you have how much capital? 1176 USDT. But for someone who doesn't has around 1100 of USDT, maybe some of you say that we have just 500 or 600 USDT. Can we trade? Yes, definitely you can trade. What you can do? This is the best strategy, that is called double up. So I can give you a second best that is not so much powerful, but it is strong. This is the best one. But the second best, that is called Fibonacci. Right? You can use it if you have less than $1,000 of capital, right? Less than $1,000. So how can you change it? Just go to edit, and now we can start from the first call. First call, we always keep on 2%, right? From the second call, you can reduce it to 3. Then what is Fibonacci strategy? You can add a 5 here, right? You can have a 5 here. instead of 16, you can add a 8 here. How it is calculated? How it is calculated? How is it calculated? Just add up the last two calls and give the figure here. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then add up 5. What is 3 plus 5? It is 8. Now what is next? 5 plus 8, that is 13. 13 here. Right? So you can change it to 13. And the next will be 8 plus 13. What is 8 plus 13? What is 8 plus 13? It is 21. Let me open my notebook. Okay. So in this way, this is called the Fibonacci strategy. So let us be quick and go to the calculator. The last one is here. Last one is 55. Okay, this is how we give a Fibonacci strategy. 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8. Now let us go to calculator, and if we can calculate here, 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 13 plus 21 plus 34. This was it. And now we can add one more call, the 8th margin call, because we need a little capital, right? We need smaller capital. So we can add again 8th call. How will we calculate the 8th call? Just add 21 and 34, the last two calls. That is total of 55, right? So now we have what we have, a total of 141 times. But don't forget to add 1. Don't forget to add 1. That is the first buy-in amount. So this shows that we need to buy the Bitcoin, the other coin, with 142 times. This is not actually the Bitcoin. This is times we want to buy of our first buy-in amount. What was the first buy? We must multiply it to 0.0002. This is the actual amount of BTC that you require, right? This is the actual amount of BTC that you require. Previously, it was 0.051. Now it is almost half. So how much capital do we need to buy this amount of BTC? Just go and multiply it with the current price. Suppose the current price 23,000. You will require a capital of 650, around 650 USDT. Right? So in this way, we reduced our trading capital from 1100 to 650 USDT, almost half. So if you have just 650 USDT with you, you can use this second best strategy. You can use this second best strategy that is called Fibonacci. I hope you have written down all the important figures, right? And in this margin call drop, you can reduce it to 30%. The total should add up to 30%, right? You can give 1% here. I will not go any deeper here. You can go 1% here, or maybe 2% here, 3% here, 4%, and so on, right? You must add up to 30%. That is enough. So this is the second best strategy. You have around 650 USDT in your account. You can use it for BTC accumulation and trading in this pair. Now, what if someone of you says that we don't have even 500 USDT? We have just around 200 to 300 USDT. Can we trade? Definitely you can trade. You can use now the third best strategy. What is the third best strategy? That is called +1. +1. As the name says, +1. Just keep on adding +1 to this. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5, and so on. Right? So this is very simple. And what you can do, you can increase the margin calls now to 8 times, right? Previously, the first First, the double up strategy, we used 7 calls, then we used 8 calls in the Fibonacci. Now we can use 10 calls, even 10 calls, right? And save it and go to margin configuration. So now we have 10 calls, right? So you can use, keep on increasing +1. So let us go to calculator, back to our calculator, and let's calculate how much capital do we require, right? So first, then 3 plus 4, then 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 1, 10. And in the 10th call, we need 11 times, right? So this is how we need to buy 10 times in the 10 margin calls, right? So actually we need 65 times of capital. 65 times we need to buy, but don't forget to add 1 in the last, because that is the first buy. So actually we are buying 66 times of what? Of our first buy in amount, that is 0.0002. So how much capital, how much BTC do we need? We need a BTC quantity of 0.0132 BTC. That is the quantity that we need. And how much is the capital required? Just multiply it with the current price. Suppose the current price is 23,000. Sorry, 23,000. So we just need 300 USDT for this. 300 USDT is enough. So in this way, you saw that it depends, everything depends on the capital that you have. Everything depends on the capital. The more capital you have, you can use the best strategy. So actually we just compared the three kinds of strategies. This is the +1. This is the +1. But what is better than this? The Fibonacci is better than this. Fibonacci is much better. But we require, for Fibonacci, we require how much? Around 60 USDT. But what is the best? We saw the best one is double up. And for that, we require around 1100 USDT. So these are your 3 choices. 1100 USDT, you can go for double up. If you have 650 USDT, you can go for Fibonacci, or you just have 300 USDT, you can go for +1. Or you can do another thing, another trick. If you have around 1100 and you want to trade on not one coin, you can trade on 2 coins. Just trade one coin with this Fibonacci and the second coin with this +1. In this way, you can add up to 1100, right? So you can trade 2 coins or 1 coin, that is up to you. So what if someone says in the last part, just give me a few minutes more and I will explain how you can calculate your strategy according to the capital you have. Suppose someone joins you, a newcomer, and he says, I just arranged 120 USDT from somewhere and I don't have any other trading capital. I can just start with $100. I can just start with $100. That is all I have. So can I use this robot to accumulate BTC? Yes, certainly, sir. Definitely you can. But you need to calculate how much times you can buy with this, right? So first thing you do, suppose someone says, I have just $100. How can I calculate how much should be my first buy and second call, third call? So just go and buy BTC with this $100. First thing is, go to your Binance or Huobi, whichever exchange you have account. Go and buy BTC. How much BTC you will have? With 100 BTC, just divide it by 23,000. That is the current price, and you will get this amount of BTC. This is the actual amount of BTC that you have once you have converted your USDT to BTC, right? 0.0043. So let us make it round figure. 0.0043. 43. That is easy, right? So this is the amount of capital you have actually in BTC, in the value of BTC. So how much time can you buy? Just divide it by the first buy in amount. What is the first buy? 0002, 0.0002. This is the minimum quantity, right? Don't forget this. This is the minimum amount of quantity that you can use for any margin call. Minimum. This should be your first buy. So if you divide this by the first buy, you will get this figure, that is 21.5. So this is the total times you can buy, 21.5. But we know that the first buy will be one time. So actually we will open a margin calls that will add up to around 20. We will add up around 20 times of margin calls. That multiple times ratio of margin calls should add up to 20 times, right? Because we must subtract 1 from this, right? So I hope you understand. So let us calculate how many times we can buy with this 20 times of keeping this in mind, right? So keep an eye here. Keep an eye here. This is your eye. This is your eye. Keep an eye here. Right? So how can we calculate? Double up strategy. The best one. The best one. So we must not exceed 20. So just add 2. What was the double up? 2 plus 4 plus 8. So keep an eye here, right? Keep an eye here. Your eye should be here. It should not be more than 20. It should not be more than 20. So 2 plus 4 plus 8, that is 14. Plus what is double of 8? That is 16. Now it is more than, this is more than 20. We should not exceed, we cannot exceed more than 20. So what we will do? We will delete the last call. What we have now, 14, right? And we can have a fourth call of how much. If we subtract it with the total time, we can buy with 6 times. So actually what we need to do? Actually what we need, how can we, the first call we will add 2 times, then 4 times, then we will open 6 times, and then 8 times. This way we can use the strategy. 2, second call 4, third call is 6, and fourth call is 8. So total is 20 plus the first call, the first buy, that is 1, that is 21, multiplied with the first buy in amount, that is 0002, and you have 0042. That was our total capital. If we multiplied this with the current price, we have a capital of $96.6, right? That is within our limit. Or you can use another way, 2 plus 3, you can use plus 1, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. So we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 margin calls. Previously we had 4 margin calls. So first buy, after first buy, this is the first margin call, the second, third, the fourth, and fifth. We can open 5 margin calls and use this to trade with $100. So this is the just example. How much capital you have, that depends on you. Suppose someone says I have $150. So go and divide it by the current price. You will get how much BTC you have. 0065, 0.0065 divided by the first buy in amount 0002. This is the total time you can buy, right? So just keep adding it. First subtract the 1, the first buy, then you will have 31.5 times. You can buy with 31.5. So just use the double up or the plus 1, whichever you want. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16. So this way you can calculate your strategy. So I hope this is clear. And all the different strategies you can use to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin. Just start with BTC market. And my advice, how how you can accumulate, and how also you can manage your capital. So let me give you a brief theory. Suppose sorry, a brief. Let me give you a brief example. If I open the, where is the whiteboard? I cannot see the whiteboard here. Okay. So how can we manage our capital? That is most important. That is capital management. Capital management. So suppose you have $1,000. You can calculate accordingly whatever amount of capital. I'm just taking an example. So which is the best way to manage our capital and manage our risk? If you have $1,000, for example, and you want to manage your capital, what you can do, divide this into three parts. Divide your capital into three parts. Keep aside 50%. Keep aside 50%. Don't use it. What you have left, you are left with 50%, right? That you can use for trading. And from that 50%, use 20% here and 30% here. This way you can divide your capital and minimize your risk. What are these for? 20% you can use for cycle trade. That is in BTC market that we just explained you, right? You can use the 20% of your all the capital that you have inside your exchange. Just take 20% and use this, either of these strategies, to accumulate in BTC, right? Use the other 30% to go one shot in the USDT market. In the USDT market, where you will must be getting some signals. We provide signals for you. Our leaders are providing signals. Go and trade on signals with this 30%. You will enjoy your daily profits, and you can pay for your daily expenses with this amount, right? But use at least 20% of your capital for future, for the coming 1 or 2 years, for BTC accumulation, right? So this way you can manage your capital. And what is this remaining 50% for? This is to manage your risk, for recover. Why you need at least 50% for recovery? Because you never know when the market misbehaves. Suppose you are expecting a good profit, but suddenly something happens in the market, some bad news happens, some other things happen that we cannot predict, and the market start to go down, right? There is sudden fall in the market, and then you see all the trades that you have in the cycle trade or in the one shot trade, they convert into floating loss. They start to show floating losses. So for coming out of that floating loss, you need some recovery fund. You must keep aside at least 50% of your funds to recover from here or here, wherever you want to recover, right? So that you may not be stuck in the market. You may not be stuck. Your trade should not be stuck here, right? So this is how you manage your capital. Whatever capital you have, use 20% to accumulate using the BTC market. Use 30% for the daily signals that we provide, and we also are giving you 3% daily strategy, 3% signals, 3% 300 times, that you can use your 30% capital and keep your 50% as a reserve fund for getting out of the floating loss if any of these two fails, right? And you want to recover from the floating loss. So this is how you can manage your capital. I hope this was the last part. And thank you so much for listening to me till here. I hope I was a little help to you. If you have anything to ask or anything to share about today's training, you can type your lovely comments in the chat option. And I would like to invite our host, if we have here. I don't think leader Julius is here. Okay. So if we have any questions or any remarks about today's session, today's training, you can go ahead and give your review chat option, right? So I'm just looking, if anybody has any confusion, you can ask. In a few minutes, just 2 or 3 minutes, we can close the session. Okay. Do we have any questions? I will be very happy to help you. Okay. Mr. Alice Jason is asking, the BTC signals cannot got from where, which group? BTC signals our leaders are providing, but I think 1 or 2 signals that they can provide in a week. So if you are getting the USDT signals, that will help you to earn more and more of USDT. And whenever you get a BTC signal, you can trade on that too. And even if you don't get any BTC signal daily, you can trade on USDT market to accumulate more and more of USDT on one shot signal, and then go and use that USDT into the BTC market for more accumulation, right? That is the one thing you can do. Okay, thank you so much for all your lovely comments. Thanks for the presentation, leader. Ms. Aloysia is saying, it is my very first time. It is my first time here, but wow, this is the best training and eye openers. Thank you so much, Aloysia. I feel humbled. Okay, Mr. Holler is saying, good morning, my leader. I'm interested in getting this PDF. Can you please send it on Crypto Ambassador WhatsApp platform? I will try, sir. I will try. But you can get my number from that Crypto Ambassador group. I'm also there with the username of MB. You can search for me. And you can, if you can send me a message, give you this PDF also, right? Miss Wealthy Queen is asking, which with 200 USDT can you do FIB with BTC? Definitely you can do 200 with 200 also. I just showed you how you need to calculate. Let me show you again on calculator. Let me open my calculator. With 200, you are asking for 200. If you have a 200 USDT, just buy BTC with this. First of all, how much BTC you will get? If you divide it by 23,000, you will get 0.00869. So we can round it off to 0087. This is the amount of BTC you will get, 0087. This is your trading capacity, right? Divide it by first buy, that is 0.0002. So this is the times of multiple buys that you must add up. Total of 43.5, and you must subtract 1 with this because this is the first buy. So this is the actually total of the multiple buys that you can use, and you can use for double up also or Fibonacci also. Which one you asked? Let me read the comment. Which one did you ask? Which one did you ask? Fibonacci or double up? Fibonacci with, okay, you want to use the Fibonacci, definitely you can trade with this. Just keep remembering this is the total times 42.5. It should not exceed it. So first call should be 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8 plus 13 plus, what is next? 8 plus 13, that is 21. So this is exceeding. The last call is exceeding. Just subtract it. Now we have 31 times, right? But we can buy with 42 times. So last call should be 11 times. This will be the last call. So first call 2, then 3, then 5, then 8, and then instead of 13, make it 11. So this is how you calculate using the amount of capital you have, right? I hope you understood now. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you so much. Mr. Kate is saying beautiful and best presentation on BTC market. Clearly explained. Thank you so much, coach. Good. God bless you. God bless you. Same to you, leader. God bless you too. Okay. Mr. Brian is asking, kindly explain more about money management, especially how to come out of floating loss. That we can share in some other session, how to come out of floating loss and how to manage it. I just gave you a brief example. How can you allocate your capital in three different categories? And I will request our leader Julius will definitely guide you on this topic also, right? So thank you all of you for all the lovely comments, and I feel so blessed, so honored to have you listen for this long. And let us meet in the next session round, right? It is almost over time right now, and let us meet in the next session. Thank you so much for listening to me, and keep trading, keep keep accumulating more and more of crypto. Even if you don't want to trade in BTC, you can accumulate any crypto, because when the BTC price will rise after the next halving, all other crypto market will go up, right? So even if you have any other crypto, you will be very lucky person. So just stay in the market. That is my last message for all of you. Just stay in the market for another 2 or 3 years, and you will be the happiest person on this planet. You will be the happiest person. Just stay in the market. Keep using Royalq to multiply your wealth, to accumulate more and more in crypto, and we all will become super wealthy. For this message, thank you so much, all of you, and let us end up this meeting and meet again in the next session. Thank you so much. It is asking, can I get a recording? This is streaming live on YouTube on Crypto Ambassadors channel. Just go to YouTube if you haven't subscribed yet. Go to YouTube and search for Crypto Ambassadors. You will find the channel there, and you can subscribe and watch all the recordings in the live section there, right? Thank you so much.